I would like to personally invite all of you that are staying here at the Letson Hotel with us to come up and enjoy the Anderson Valley. Come up to Zina, Hyde, Cunningham Winery. The history of our family, the Cunninghams and the Ledsons, it goes way back. It goes back 150 years. Zina Hyde Cunningham was my great-great-grandfather. He was an incredible guy. He actually came from Maine. He came out here on horseback twice. First time he came across all by himself, looking for the gold mining. And then once he got his claim, he went back and brought his family out. And he saved up enough money through several years of gold mining, and he bought himself a piece of property and built a blacksmith shop. And from there, he sold the property and bought 160 acres of ground up in Sonoma County. He planted Alicante and Zinfandel grapes. And I think in 1866, he produced 8,000 gallons of wine. That's actually how the whole thing started. Well, one of the goals that I had when I started designing this building is I wanted to get people to feel like they actually went back in time. When they pulled up to the building, they felt like they could tie their horse up here. Just actually, wow, what year is it? And here at Zina Hyde, we only make 8 wines. It's a very, very small production of handcrafted wines. It's a different style, a different taste, different palette of wines than what you'd find in the Napa Valley or the Sonoma Valley. They're more bright, it's cooler climate, so they're kind of fresher and brighter style of wines. We make a Sauvignon Blanc, a Chardonnay, a Zinfandel, a Kerrigan, a Pinot Noir, and a Petit Syrah, as well as a Meritage that we call Cepage. And then for our dessert wine, we make an Orange Muscat. Well, besides doing the tasting here at the bar behind me, we also have a private tasting room. And what's nice about that is you could actually call ahead of time. You could call a week, a month before, and schedule a tasting. And we would interview you and ask you what types of wines you're looking for. We can do older vintage wines. We do barrel samples from 1-year-old, 2-year-old. And also these wines can be paired with different cheeses or fruits or apples, which makes a really nice experience to be able to understand that wine and how it pairs with different foods. And with the private tasting, we have a lot more time to actually tell you about the wine, how it's made, where it's grown. You can come here any day of the week and do a picnic in our picnic ground out in back. Just meander over to the general store next door, get your lunch and your sandwich, cheese, and of course stop into the bar here and get your couple of bottles of wine and head on out to the picnic grounds. It's a beautiful little drive. You can be up here in time for lunch and do your tasting and be back for an early dinner. Belonging to the Zina Hyde Cunningham Wine Club it's an incredible experience, to be honest with you. And how it came about is, when I was a kid growing up, I was raised on a horse. I was raised making wine, milking the cows, the ranch life. And I just don't see a lot of that anymore today. The bigger and bigger cities, people don't get the opportunity. They just don't get the chance. And so it's been my dream to try to be able to bring that back for more and more people. It's one thing to make a great wine, but it's also fun to experience more of life, more of the big picture of things. So here at Zina Hyde, you could go in one day to the winery and have a nice tasting, but then you could come up in the afternoon. You could come up to the lodge at the ranch at 3,000 feet, look over the beautiful Anderson Valley, just do some sightseeing, just look at all the animals and the birds. I mean, there's deer, quail, fox, everything on this ranch. All kinds of different trees, madrones and oaks, fir and redwood trees. It's just a picturesque setting, the whole entire ranch. This lake that's in the background here, the water is probably about 50 degrees. This is spring fed. If I was to walk you just up the canyon here, not even 100 yards, you'll see the water bubbling out of the ground. And in this lake, you could hook a 5-pound rainbow. It allows somebody that loves to fish and maybe doesn't have a lot of experience yet to fish this lake, go out in a boat and not get your line hung up. You could take lessons from me and learn the little do's and don'ts of fly fishing and probably really get you excited about it. And with that, You could be drinking a nice glass of ice-cold Sauvignon Blanc from Zina, Hyde, Cunningham, maybe a nice glass of Merlot, have a barbecue going at the same time. It creates a really nice environment. The horseback riding is just incredible here. There's just so much different things to see, different terrain. It's nice to, plan your horseback ride for the day to where you end up at a really quiet little spot on the stream and have your picnic basket and have a picnic lunch right there. We're 10 miles from anybody, so you get crystal clear nights. When you look up and there's just thousands of stars. It's just breathtaking. Our family came to Sonoma County and Mendocino counties back in the 1860s, and it's been a family tradition and a commitment to grow world-class grapes, to make world-class wines, and to just develop a world-class experience. I'd like to personally invite each and every one of you to come out and spend the day. Come out, go to Zina Hyde Tasting Room with me. Go down and do a private tasting, taste through all of our different wines, taste some barrel samples. Come to the lodge, have a nice lunch or have a dinner on our deck at 3,000 feet looking over the valley. Maybe come down by the lake, have a picnic, bring your pole, do some fly fishing, catch one of those record 5-pound rainbows. Of course, you got to release it. Tour around the ranch, do some sightseeing. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all come out here.